Max. Well, we talked a little bit about Honda in the last few podcasts, and well, Max.
Mate, disappointed.
Honda
yeah, disappointed. Who would have thought that after last year they could put out another piece of shit, and for all intents and purposes that's pretty much what they have done. And I'm very disappointed. Ross Brawn, of course, won't have any influence really until in the input until the 09 car comes about. I think this is a year of consolidation for Honda under Ross's tutelage. I don't expect anything from Honda this year. I really think they have to cut Rubens Barrichello loose. I mean, Jensen's
Really?
a quick driver.
Really?
But Rubens, I'm afraid.
Do you think Rubens needs to go? Seriously?
Yes. He had a debacle of a year last year, and look, I just think Rubens lost all passion, mate, once he left Ferrari. But Honda, I'm expecting nothing from them this year, which is very disappointing, because I think, as I've been quoted as saying before, Formula One needs a strong Honda. And they've got a proud history in Formula One, mate, and unfortunately the cars they're putting out at the moment are just rubbish.
Mate, I feel exactly the same. I don't think Honda's going to produce much more this year than they did last year. They're not going to make a jump. It's going to be another, frankly, an embarrassing season for them. Unfortunately for Jensen and Rubens, they're not going to get the results.
Well, mate, that brings us on to Super Aguri, who was going to be racing last year's Honda chassis.
Yes, they will be. I read that actually that they might get an update mid-season. I don't know how that works with these non-customer cars. But
updating a shit chassis is that really beneficial? I mean, the guys have got no money.
No.
Other than the Honda largesse that they're giving them, but other than that, they've got no money.
Mate, from what I'm seeing, they've just barely got enough money to start the season. So we'll see what happens. I mean, would it be surprising if we were sitting here in 6 months' time and they were, they dropped out? I don't know how much capital they've got or what's going on, but certainly they haven't tested much. They've had to cancel a lot of testing.
1,300 kilometres of testing. I mean, that's just insane.
Yeah.
But I mean, for a team with no money, mate, I mean, I guess that's almost expected.
Yeah.
But as I said before, I'd like to see Ian Davidson go around again this year in the Aguri,
Really?
and Sato. But I'd like to see Sato jump into the Honda next year, next to Button, and recreate the big AR glory days, mate.
Well, mate, if something happens to Super Aguri, then I've got no doubt that Ant will be snaffled up by a big team, and so his future is bright regardless of Super Aguri. So it's all looking good for Ant.
One can only hope.
As far as I can see, Ant's fine. Well, Max, last but not least is Force India. He's been testing a little bit, and I guess like Super Aguri, they haven't done too much testing. Do I expect results from them? No. Do I expect them to outperform Spiker? No.
Spiker.
A joke of a team, Max, and I don't expect anything from them.
A joke of a team?
A joke.
Oh, my God, you've heard it here first. Mate, we've been pretty critical of Fizzy for a while now. And I've got to say, I've been eating a bit of the old humble pie. Fizzy put the Force India in 6th position the other day, mate. That thing's a rocket. I was wrong. It's going to be challenging for race wins or podiums. No, that's crazy. I've been pretty impressed with Fizzy and the Force India pep.
Yeah.
I think he's done well, but I mean, yes, it'll be at the back of the grid, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Mike Gascoigne's talking his chances up, mate, as he did with the Spiker and the Midland. Oh yeah, the car's good. It's got a good baseline. We've only got about 60% of the aero on it. We're doing really well. Everyone's pushing in the same position at the moment. It's a piece of whatever. It'll do what it's meant to do, which is not much, I wouldn't imagine, but good to see Force India out on the grid, mate.
No, I seriously don't expect them to do any better than Midland or Spiker or any of these other incarnations of the team. They're going to be towards the back, and that's it.
Oh,
No more for Fissy after Force India, I've got to say.
yeah, pretty much. I think this is his swan song. I don't know what his contract is, but I think it's probably his swan song, and I'd like to see him go out with a bang and do well and surprise a few people. So we're critical of Fizzy when he deserves it, but when he does well, you know, more than happy to sing his praises. So hopefully he'll do all right this year, made that cut.
And who knows, man? I might be eating some humble pie. Maybe Force India will do, you know, perform above everyone's expectations.
Maybe they'll beat Super Aguri. Who knows? I mean, that's the challenge.
Well, Max, with 2 weeks to go, do you think there's going to be much more news in F1? Do you think it's going to be pretty quiet before Melbourne, or?
Oh no, I think there'll be a bit of a build-up. You know, I mean, it's exciting now. I mean, there's 2 weeks left. This is where it should ramp up rather than getting quiet. No, I think there'll be a little bit of this, that, and the other coming out. So I'm looking forward to it, as I'm sure you all are.
Yeah. Well, next week we have to give our tips. So.
Oh yeah, the all-important tips. Oh yeah.
So I guess we'll be doing a tips on drivers and constructors, and maybe some other tips, Max. Some other categories, maybe.
Mate, there's one other category we're going to do this year, and we're going to put our bold predictions forth on who we think will win a race this year. Now, I think it's Ferrari and McLaren. That's a given.
Yeah.
But that's the team. As far as individual drivers are concerned, we'll give you a couple of speculators, but I think we'll tip who we think is going to win at least one race this year.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think there might be a couple actually, but that's my early call. I think there might be a couple.
Alright.
And also, Max, we've got some exciting news coming up. We're not going to reveal it just yet, but we're not going to the Grand Prix. That's not the news.
No,
but we do have some things happening, Max, and we're going to do a video about that real soon. So
stay tuned for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Edge of your seat stuff.
Alright guys, well as always, thanks for watching, and please leave us your comments, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, see you guys.
Okay, bye.